Wow, what's going on? It's your boy Dolo J, and welcome back to the Kicking It Dolo YouTube channel, man. I know it's been a minute. But I'm back at y'all with another video, man. And today I'm gonna I'm gonna remix something that I did when I first started this podcast. I had did my top 10 point guards in the NBA, but I'm gonna remix it a little bit. I'm gonna cut it down from 10 to 5, first of all, and I'm gonna do only point guards that's 25 and under. 25 and under. So if you are 25 at at the day, on the day in which I'm recording this, then you make the list. Now, when y'all see it, or you know what I'm saying, they might be 26, maybe even 27, depending on when you finally find this video. And I'm only going off players who have played this season. Let me reiterate that. I am only going off basically using the players that have played this season, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't taken the dribble this season, you're not on the list, even though you probably deserve to be on the list. But this is just going off this season only. This season only. So it's gonna be a name. Y'all probably already know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, left off the list. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and start off with my honorable mentions. I have 3 honorable mentions. I have 5, but I have 2 guys. It's really 6 players, but I have 5. I have 2 guys tied for the 5th spot in my opinion. But the guy that I was talking about at the beginning, who has not made a dribble this season, Ja Morant. Of course, he would be, in my favorite 5, top 5, whatever you want to name it, however you want to call it. But he would definitely be in here. But I'm just going basically off this season now. As of today, Ja Morant is a week away from his return. So hopefully bro goes out, does his thing, and gets back to the player we was and leave all the extra off-court curricular activities alone. Another player that I have as an honorable mention, Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. I really do like Cade Cunningham, but I just feel like the other guys that I have on this list that are not honorable mentions, basically, are a little bit better, a little bit above Cade. Not saying that Cade can't reach their level, but we just have some real high level players right now. You know what I'm saying? And Cade is into his second full season. I believe his 3rd season overall, but his second full season. I don't know if last season is going to count because I think he only played a couple of games before he was injured. I think he only played maybe 2 games, if I'm not mistaken, before he got injured. And the third guy has as an honorable mention Darius Garland. Heck of a talent. At first he was actually on the list of my favorite point guards, but once it was a name that I left off that I totally forgot about. And when I looked up how old he was, he's just 25. Like you know what I'm saying? He's only gonna be 25 for maybe a week or maybe 8 more days or something like that. So once I decided that I was gonna put that specific player on the list, I had to take Darius Garland off. But yeah, heck of a player. Has the potential to be the Cavaliers' best player once they sort out what they're gonna do with Donovan Mitchell. He hasn't signed an extension. I don't really believe Donovan Mitchell even really wants to be in Cleveland. So once they, figure out what they're gonna do and how they're gonna go about the Donovan Mitchell situation, I believe Darius Garland will become the best player on his team. And that might, depending on how he looks, he might be able to be bumped up on my list. But tied for 5th, I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. So I have 2 guys at 5. So tied for 5th place is Trae Young, 27 points. And when I do the averages and stuff, I basically round it up, round it down. You know what I'm saying? It might be 0.7, 0.2, whatever. But I just rounded up on all the averages. 27 points, 3 rebounds, 11 assists a game, 4 turnovers a game, a steal and a half a game, 41% from the field, 87% from the line, 35% from 3, 8 makes on 20 attempts from the field a game, and 9 free throw attempts from the game. The reason why Trae Young is one of my favorite point guards to watch in the league that's 25 or younger. Just his shooting ability, his range, his passing ability, one-on-one ISO scoring, the ability to hit the free throws, the ability basically to hit the mid-range, to get to the rim. He's not a dunker or, a big layup guy, but he does have a dangerous floater, you know what I'm saying, when he gets into the lane. And being a guy at his size, 6 feet, 6'1", you need a giant killer. That's what we called it back in the day. A floater, aka giant killer. You know what I'm saying? You need something like that in your game. Leaves a lot to be desired on the defensive end for sure, but definitely the best player on his team. He is definitely the best player on his team. And you know what I'm saying? We can't forget that, he had a game, I believe, against the Magic where he had 45 points, 12 assists, and didn't he have like a game-saving block or something like that? Or maybe like a game-saving steal, something along those lines. So, Trae Young, he has the potential to be a little bit more disruptive on the defensive end, but given the fact that he does carry a majority of the offensive load, I have him lower on the list than some other players. Uh, he is tied with another guy that I really like, Tyrese Maxey, 27 points, basically 7 assists a game, 4 rebounds, 1.4, basically 1.5 turnovers a game and 1 steal a game. 47% from the field, 90% from the line, 40% from 3, 9.5 makes on 20 attempts from the field per game, and also takes 6 attempts from the line. If I was just doing basically career wise, I would have Trae Young undoubtedly over Tyrese Maxey. We already know the type of player Trae Young is, especially when he took the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe they ended up playing Milwaukee. The season Milwaukee went to the NBA Finals. But if we're going off this season, I think they're pretty much tied as far as how they've been playing this season. Embiid, not Embiid, but Tyrese Maxey does have an advantage over Trae Young, given the fact that he's not really the best player on his team and he's playing with an MVP caliber level player. But I also think that Tyrese Maxey, over the course of time and maybe over the course of this season, I wouldn't necessarily say challenge Joel Embiid for the best player, but it's kind of what it kind of looks like and this is real weird. I'm about to say this, but it's kind of like the Kobe and Shaq dynamic. Like, Embiid is the best player undoubtedly, but Maxey is, he's up and coming. He has a chance to really ascend and possibly later on down the line become the Sixers' best player, depending on if Joel Embiid stays. There's a lot of talk of him being traded to the Heat, traded to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So Tyrese Maxey has the potential to be a number one player for a franchise. I don't know if he's going to be the number one player for a championship franchise or even a playoff team, but he does have the potentials. I like his tools. 50-point game this season. He's upped his assists since James Harden's left. Like I said, he's close to 7 assists per game. I think he was down to maybe 3 or 4 with James Harden, maybe even 2 or something like that. But I really like Tyrese Maxey's game. It was hard for me to pick between the two of them, so I just went ahead and tied them both for 5 this season. All right, so at number 4 we have Tyrese Halliburton. 27 points, 12 assists, 3.4 rebounds, basically 3 rebounds a game, 2 turnovers a game, 1 steal from the game, 52% from the field, 88% from the line, 44% from 3, 9 makes on 18 attempts per game, field goal wise, and 5 free throws attempt per game. Tyrese Halliburton this season has been better to me than Trae Young and Tyrese Maxey. And the reason why is Tyrese Halliburton is the engine of the number 1 ranked offense in the NBA this season, man. Great passer, a guy that can hit the 3, not really too much of a slashing type. He can get to the rim and finish. I don't really see Tyrese take a lot of mid-range shots. That's something I would like for him to add to his game. All the great players have a mid-range jump shot. You know what I'm saying? So, but he takes a lot of threes per game. I believe Tyrese takes anywhere from 6 to 8 threes per game, and he knocks down maybe close to they be having percentages like 3.5, 3.4, stuff like that. So he's close to, but he's hovering around 50, 40, 90. If he could just raise his free throw percentage up maybe 2 points, then he would actually be at 50, 40, 90. And I would like him to be a little bit better on the defensive end. My two of my top 3 favorite players, favorite point guards 25 under are, two-way guys. So if he could just bring that to his game, but in order for him to do that, they're going to have to possibly take the ball out of his hands some. And, for him to only average 2 turnovers and 12 assists, that's 6-to-1 turnover ratio. The average, you want your player at least 3-to-1, but he's at 6-to-1. And just harping back to the in-season tournament, Tyrese Halliburton had 3 turnovers that game. 11 assists, 3 turnovers. For most point guards, that's good. But for Tyrese Halliburton, that's a bad game. Because it was a span of time where he had maybe 50-something assists, 55 assists, 57 assists with 0 turnovers over a span of 2-3 games. Maybe even 4 if I'm not mistaken. So I really like what he's done this season. The in-season tournament, to me, has really showcased to, shown me what type of player, Tyrese Halliburton is, a competitor, a good young player, a guy that probably is going to need some help in Indiana. I really like Benedict Mathurin. I really like Miles Turner. I think the Bruce Brown pickup was pretty clutch for them. But yeah, man, I really would like him to pick it up on the defensive end. All right, so at number 3, and these are not rankings. I don't really want to say I'm ranking these guys, but if I'm just going from 5, I'm just going from 5 to 1. I might rank them later on. I might rank overall point guards where I just put my top 10. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But at number 3, I got De'Aaron Fox. This is the player I forgot about. Darius Garland would have been in if I didn't remember De'Aaron Fox. Like, I thought De'Aaron Fox was already 26, but at the time of this video, he is 25. I think he turns 26 in like 8 days. So he just makes the cut for this list. So he might be, so you might see this video and you might say, oh, De'Aaron Fox 26 now. Da, da, da. When I recorded this video, De'Aaron Fox was 25. But he's averaging 30 points per game, basically almost 5 rebounds a game, basically almost 7 assists per game, 2.3 turnovers, 2 turnovers a game, 48% from the field, 78% from the line, 38% from 3, 11 makes on 22 attempts from the field per game, and also averages 8 free throw attempts per game. Now, De'Aaron Fox it's gradually been getting better every season. Really love what the Kings have been doing since the Sabonis trade. A lot of people say, both teams won. I feel like I'm in that category where I say both teams won. But for the most part, bro, Fox has really turned this game up. And this season, like I've been going off in particular, it's not, yes, I believe his free throw percentage dipped a little bit. But one, he's the team's best perimeter defender. So not only is he averaging 30, he's also guarding the team's best perimeter player. He guards the Steph Currys, the Donovan Mitchells, I'm pretty sure he even guards, like the Jason Tatums, the Jaylen Browns. Like, he guards all them type of players. So I really like De'Aaron Fox's game. He's also been up in his 3-point makes. I believe he's close to maybe 3 makes per game. I think he's shooting about 8 attempts per game, which is basically like he's double his makes from the previous season. I also believe that his points went up a little bit too. His points and his 3-point makes have been going up. His assists have been hovering in the 5 to 7 range. Rebounds have been hovering in the same area. I really could have at first when I was looking at stats, I was like, De'Aaron Fox most improved? But I don't know, man. I don't know. But a really good player, somebody I really like watching. I really became a fan of De'Aaron Fox when he was going against Lonzo Ball in college. But I didn't really keep up with him. I was like, I really like how he played, you know what I'm saying? But, as he's been progressing in the league and as time go on and as I've been watching more basketball, basically, I became a bigger fan of De'Aaron Fox. So I got him at number 3 on my favorite point guards under 20. On my favorite point guards 25 and under. At number 2, really 1 and 2 could be interchangeable. It's just all about personal preference. Really, I can see a case for every guy in my top 3 to be the top. But it's really a 2-horse race for me between these 2 players. And I'm not ranking anything. But at 2, I got Luka. I know. Y'all, I'm going to get the slander in the comments. How you got Luka at 2? Even though I said I'm not ranking these guys. How you got Luka at 2? Luka. I mean, bro, come on, bro. Like I said, it's personal preference. Luka, 32 points per game. Basically, 8 rebounds a game. 9 assists per game. He does average 4 turnovers a game. He does average a steal from the game. 49% from the field, 77 from the line, 38 from 3. Basically 11 makes on 23 attempts from the field per game and 8 free throw attempts per game. We already know about Luka Magic. We already know the type of player Luka Doncic is. One of the best players in the league, period, regardless of age. Luka Doncic is one of the best players. For sure. Like, it's no doubt about it, no question in my mind. I really would like to see the Kyrie experiment go a little bit better. I believe the fact that Luka has to do so much on offense, similar to Tyrese Halliburton, he has to do so much on offense that it takes away a little bit from his defense. And we already know Luka Doncic hasn't been the best defender, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I believe he can hold his own for stretches in the game, maybe a couple possessions, like 2 possessions at a time, 3 possessions at a time. Nothing crazy, nothing like that, or just hold his hold his spot for a second or two. You know what I'm saying? I know their guys are super athletic, super fast. You know what I'm saying? Super strong. But I believe Luka, and Jason Kidd alluded to it, I believe last season as well. So if he can do something like that, I believe Luka could be very, very, very dangerous. Now, number one on my list, like I said, 2 and 1 for me is interchangeable. But this guy that I have as number one, the reason why I put him over Luka is because of his two-way ability. At number one, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. Basically averaging 31 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 6 assists per game, 2 turnovers a game, basically 3 steals per game, and also almost a block per game. Shooting 54% from the field, 91% from the line, almost 35% from 3, 11 makes on almost 21 attempts from the field, and shoots 8 attempts from the line a game. What can I say about SGA that people have not already said? Very tall, very long player. Pause. But yeah, man. Extremely long arm, incredible wingspan. Doesn't really do that much damage from the 3 like that. More of a mid-range, getting to the basket kind of guy. Like I said, an extremely two-way player. Him and Fox are kind of made from the same mold, in my opinion. They're kind of like, but Fox is not as tall as SGA. Also, SGA is probably not going to be. He's not the Thunder's best defender, like the best perimeter defender. That's Lu Dort. You already know that's what Lu Dort is for. But SGA is not no slouch either. He'll pick up your second best player for sure. You know what I'm saying? And he'll give you 30, 40 points on the night, along with anywhere from 5 to 7 rebounds, anywhere from 5 to 8 assists. I really just like his game, bro. Him, Luka, I don't know, and possibly maybe even De'Aaron Fox are 3 players I can really see possibly being an MVP. Soon within this league, like within the next 5 years. It's really him and Luka are the top 2 guys who I really feel like are going to be MVP level players. You know what I'm saying? And possibly have a chance to, bring their team a championship. Now, the thing that SGA has over Luka is the team built around him. A whole bunch of defenders, a whole bunch of young guys, a whole bunch of greedy guys, a whole bunch of hungry guys. Y'all have to excuse me. I stay by a highway. But the guys who just love playing together, and not saying that the Mavericks don't love playing together and stuff like that, but they have a lot of stuff on defensive end that they need to work out. So with that being said, I'm putting SGA over Luka as my favorite point guard to watch that's 25 under, strictly because of two-way ability. Strictly because of that. But this has been your boy Dolo J. I might be doing shooting guards next week. I don't know if I'm going to do the 25 and under limit. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go over to Spotify. Make sure y'all check out Late Night Grind series. I'm on episode 9. Probably episode 10 is going to come out in the morning, depending on when you see it. It might already be out. But until next time, y'all know what we do, and y'all know how we do. So without further ado, peace. Wait.